Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Shunting Stories and it's a journal and vlog about me learning all about railway models from no knowledge whatsoever. So where does my journey begin? So let's start with this small bundle. I found this lot in a second-hand shop in a box for $40. I about 20 years ago had a model railway with my dad and it featured the trying selection of items being this. So this is one of the first rolling stock I had with Dad. It's a trying caboose. This particular model is R115. So 20 years ago I used to have my first railway set, and this is one of the rolling stock that we used to run a lot. When I saw this bundle I thought I couldn't pass it up for $40. I knew enough of what was in the box to pick it up, and that's what kicks off my interest and love for railways once again some 20 years later. So let's go through what I found. So let's start with the caboose. So we've got here not a bad example. There's some damage to it. We've got a missing ladder. The writing is in place, which is nice. A little bit of wear on the bottom. We've got some couplings that could do some work, but not too bad. So not too bad an example. A little bit of fading on the roof there, but that's quite common of a model, dating back to around the 70s. So this caboose is quite well known. Used to be run by a lot of railway modelers back in the 70s and 80s, and people still collect this now. And it varies between sort of $10 all the way up to $60 in a box if you can find it. Next in the box we've got a little bit of track, a little bit of rust on the track here. I'd assume this is HO or OO. As I go through starting to go through my videos with yourselves, all of this subject matter is new to me, so please write in the comments if I have overlooked anything, but I'm learning as I go and sharing it with yourselves. So it looks to be on the back of these Lima, Italy. So that's the brand of track. So these could be work well for a project. I also thought that if I want to display some pieces, rolling stock or locos, it's handy to have for shelves, just to mock them up on a shelf or a floating shelf layout. So that works well. So my tip would be to always pick up any really cheap track that you find, because you never know if you want to use it just for display or for running. In the bundle there we've also got, looks like, some Hornby or trying small carriages here. So we've got, this one's a trying and made in Australia and New Zealand. It's got its original little reels here. Looks to be like some electrical cables. A little bit of fading and marks on the lettering, but this is something that I might look at restoring and fixing up for either the shelf or running. Same with this one. It's a UD tanker, so I suspect this must be milk or oil tanker. So please let me know about this one. It's got original lettering on here, a little bit of fading through the tank, but both ladders are in place. So that might be a nice little restoration project as well. Over the last 6 months I've sort of been getting back into the railway, so this is sort of a retrospective or going back in time, so to speak, of where my collecting journey and interest in the hobby has started. So these may feature in the future. Also in the bundle with this trying shunter, so I've got the shell here. R152 is the number for the code, and if you're new to railways like myself, quite often you can see the codes inside the train shells. It does have some damage to it. I have the side steps in a bag ready to repair, and it looks like we're missing a buffer stop here that I can try and find one or just leave it like that. And we've got a little bit of fading onto the black roof. In the box of this bundle we did have what I suspect is the engine, so it's seen better days. My skills certainly don't let me restore this at this point, but that's something I might look at investigating and doing in the future, whether I learn about it or give it to a train shop to look at for me. So once I got stuck into looking at this bundle and doing some research, I thought how I'm going to get started into a layout and what that might look like. So my first point of call was my model railway train shop, which is, if you're a beginner, I highly recommend dropping into and asking any questions. And I picked up a few magazines. So it's a Pico, Pico Model Railway Layout and Construction magazine, which is super handy to pick up if you're new to railway. So this was $20 Australian. And also further investigating what my first layout might be, I've done an N gauge set track here and 00 set track books. Both of these are by Pico, and it really gives the beginner an idea of what model railwaying is all about, and also some possible layouts that might help you. So I highly recommend, if you're starting out like myself, getting a reference like these, whether new or second hand. And also, if budget is in mind, like myself, and you want to keep costs down for the hobby, you can always check out your local library. I'm very lucky, mine stocks this particular Australian Model Railway magazine. They have some older issues all the way up to quite current, and these are free to borrow. So if you want to learn, this is a fantastic resource, and I highly recommend checking out your library as a first point of call. So I'll be getting stuck into those magazines and doing my research, and I have since done an N-scale layout which I'll share with you, but a little bit of a teaser. This is one of my first little buildings that I've been constructing and painting up, which I might present a video about that at some point, and also a small Lima rolling stock that I'll talk about in the next video as well. So I look forward to sharing that with you then. So this is my first video, all about getting back into railway models some 20 years later. I hope you enjoy this series that comes soon. It'll be all sorts of topics, rolling stock, locos, how to pick up kits and build them, and just basically a personal journey of getting into model railwaying, and look forward to sharing that with you. My name is Hadyn, this is Shunting Stories, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.